What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I'm going to focus in on the Boston College Eagles losing Zach Sanford to the pro ranks as the New Hampshire native has signed with the Washington Capitals. He was a second-round pick back in 2013, and I think BC, in a weird way, is being hit the hardest by the Jimmy Vesey debacle. What do I mean? Debacle for the Predators, to be more specific. What do I mean by that? I think in the case of Sanford and Miles Wood, both drafted back in 2013, I think they both could have used at least another year in college. But the Devils and Capitals, respectively, have that Busey thing in the back of their head, and they're like, you know what? Let's just get this kid to the pros, and we'll go from there. So again, I think Sanford's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be a very good professional player. I think we could see him in a brief call-up next year at the Capitals. I think he's, probably a year or two away from being an NHL regular, but he'll play in the show. He's definitely a very good prospect and a guy that they got a good value pick from in the second round. But I look at it, Boston College will have no juniors on their team next year. That's just bizarre. I mean, Sanford signed, Alex Tuck signed, a couple other guys. McCoshen would have been a senior this year, but just so many guys are taking their talents to pro hockey, and it speaks volumes about the state of the league, the NHL, in terms of collegiate players electing to be free agents. The Devils with Wood and Steve Santini to a certain degree as well as the Capitals with Sanford, don't want to be sweating it out this time next year. It's not worth it. So get him signed, get him in camp, and go from there. So I think, Sanford will spend the majority next year with Hershey. I think he'll definitely help that team. They've got some great young talent in the organization. Washington's got some really nice prospects. I love Madison Bowie. I love Barber from Miami of Ohio. They've got some really talented youngsters that I think will be making some noise for a while. So, we'll see how it all shakes itself up, at camp and over the course of the next season. But maybe I'm kind of being a conspiracy theorist here, but I think a big reason why these signings going on is because of the little kerfuffle the Nashville Predators have found themselves in with Vesey. But we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say it'll dispel teams from drafting collegiate players. I think they won't have an effect on it, but I think it'll hit on a wider scale. The Sanford signing is an example of teams managing collegiate prospects differently. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.